All right, so I'm now going to be doing a kind of an update on what's going on here in the storage shed. And tell, I got some new stuff. I'm actually going to be doing a video series on how to take this cart, turn it into a tool cart. And I still got the brake stuff and some ignition stuff for the Chevy. But I got some, as you guys can see, engine parts. Valve covers, camshaft, exhaust manifolds, an intake, pistons. Yes, I actually got the 454 for the Chevy, and it was used, already tore down, so unfortunately I ain't going to be doing a tear down video part of the 454 build. See, and there's the crank, and then you saw the block and the heads. This is the back part of the block.
Don't forget Fuzzy.
And yes, Fuzzy's here. So, looking in here, this engine from the guy I bought it from said it was a low mileage rebuild or low mileage build, but basic looking at the thrust surface right here and some of the other bearings, I would think not, or unless this engine is low miles and has been kind of beat up, one of the two or both. It is a Mark IV engine indicated here. It is a high performance engine, so it's the 4-bolt main, which is what I was looking for. I kind of lucked out on that one. Cylinder heads. They are the peanut port heads, which is what I was looking for, and a lot of you guys out there will probably sit there and call me all sorts of foul names, go, no, you need the oval port heads, you need the cathedral port heads, or whatever, cylinder heads Performance 454s came with. And that is where you idiots are wrong. I am building this for a truck. A streetable truck, off-road, rock crawler type thing. I don't need 500 plus fucking horsepower. But what I do need is 500 plus pound-feet of torque. These cylinder heads will do it. So before you all in the comments sit there and tell me, no, I need the other performance heads, you're wrong. We did get some more parts for the Ford. Condition, look at the condition of these headlight buckets. They look brand spanking new right out of the box. But we actually pulled these out of a salvage yard. We got these out of a salvage yard, brand new, so I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup to them. And then we got this grill. This is all for AP, Project Resurrection. I like the look of this grill a lot better than the other two that we got. The one that came with it, and the one I pulled out of the salvage yard a couple years ago for it. And this one's actually got all of its mounting tabs ready to rock and roll, so it's in better shape. I'll probably do a little bit of painting, accenting on the inside to make it look better and restore it.
But overall, this one is actually in the best condition. It's actually even in better condition than old Floyd's.
Yep. That's why I went for it. Now, the reason why I'm keeping this here headliner is I'm going to be redoing it with some fiberglass and showing you guys how to make a custom speaker pods and things like that to put on there, and we're going to reinstall that. Now this is the other grill I do believe I pulled out of the salvage yard a couple years ago. And yeah, it does not chrome or anything, but it's got most of its mounting tabs are missing. It's broken. It definitely needed some work, which I was going to do. And
it was chrome. It was just painted.
Okay. Somebody had clearly painted over it, which I'm not too worried about. But you can tell the mounting tabs on this grill are all but broken. And I'm really not for that. I'd rather have that grill right there, the chrome one that we just pulled that goes with these.
So much better on this truck.
Not to mention, I mean, you look at this.
The bezels on these lights are
chrome,
so
and
it's
it
gonna match.
And that's what I'd like. Here soon, here it is beginning of June, almost midway through June right now, 2018, and this truck hasn't ran in 2 years. The last time it ran was June of 2016. There you go, June or July of 16, somewhere, so almost 2 years. It's gone without running, so we're going to be coming back here and getting this thing ready to rock and rumba. We're going to start working on it and doing some videos on it. We got a bunch of interior stuff that I pulled a couple years ago. Bezels, which I'm going to go through and show you guys how to clean, prep, paint, and restore these ultimately is what I'm doing. Same thing with this dashboard. This is a new dash I pulled again a couple years ago that we're going to be getting around to restoring. There's the original grill that came with the truck I pulled off when I started tearing the front end apart. Speaking of front end, it has no doors. I think the last update video I did, this thing still had doors on it. It didn't have fenders, but it doesn't. This thing now does not have doors on it. Look at that. I did this last summer. Got the doors finally off of it last summer.
What took him 3 days took me about 15 minutes or less.
Here's the door harnesses that I pulled out of the old doors. Well, at least one of them. I'm going to go through and show you guys how to redo a lot of this, rewrap it. I got some stuff on order that's going to be coming in that's going to really help out when it comes to doing stuff like this. When it comes to fixing, going through this wiring, like rewrapping it, reluming it, and all that stuff. I got some new tools that I'm also going to show you guys how to check circuits and stuff as well. So we're going to be going through this. I kind of ended working on this off camera a while back, a few months ago actually, by starting with removing this forward chassis harness. The one that powers all your headlights and all the stuff up front for the chassis, not the engine. Pulling this out, and you can see the reason why I'm wanting to pull this out. Either go through it or replace it. Because look at this. Somebody's obviously gone through here, and I could have done a better, honestly, I could have done a better job on fixing this and making it look better. Not only just look better, but I can guarantee you made it function better. And then we're going to come around the front here and show you where I've been working getting it out from behind the radiator right here, as I got to take that radiator right here off the core support just so I can get to it, get it out. Right here, I got to undo this, and I ultimately want to drain the radiator and pull the radiator out, and we might actually just do that. But if you look on this side, I mean, look at this. Wire's not loomed. You got this shit right here. I don't even know where these even go, what they even go to. And I know some of you will say, well, idiot, pull a wiring diagram. And that's, I already have one. Comes down into here, and we'll figure out where that goes and get this all pulled out and unplugged all this. And I mean, look at this. You got this red wire that goes somewhere down in here for the fuel pump. Connects right in, which I thought connected into this relay, but now that I'm looking at it, it's not. Connected into a keyed source, and it's got a fuse in it. This fuse is what operates the fuel pumps. It's what powers the fuel pump. So we got to figure out what's going on there. And then here's a body ground. Hey, Goomby.
Yeah.
Come over here.
All right, hold on.
There's my EEC4, or my computer connector. Oh, so apparently I do have the 3 fuses, okay. Or the 3 relays. I'm going to say, I only have 2 relays, but here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, but look at this. This inline fuse is tied in somewhere down in here, not even connected to the relay, it looks like.
And that, because we know without this fuse, the fuel pumps don't work.
Engine don't run.
So this relay here is specifically for the fuel system, and I would definitely replace that.
Yeah, and then look at that. That's all melted.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm pulling this section of harness out, because the chassis harness is this big thing right here. It's got to come out. See? We got to disconnect all of these.
And all of these here are for the engine harness.
Yep.
So one of these is trailer tow,
which might possibly be that one.
This one is definitely fuel pumps. And this one, I have no idea. Probably
ignition, and this is my ignition relay, and it's genuine Motorcraft.
Your ignition module. Here's your computer module.
Well, that's the computer connector, but other than that, yeah, that's...
Well, the computer module is right there.
Up in there, but you can't really see it. So we're also going to be... Oh, and another thing. One of my previous videos, or one of my first videos about this truck, I had mentioned that this was a non-tilt column. Boy, were we wrong. We just discovered a couple months ago that these are actually tilt columns.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
Why don't you explain to them how you figured that out?
I went to the salvage yard. I finally found a complete replacement column for old Floyd. And it turns out that the turn signal indicator or multifunction switch had gone bad. So I went down to O'Reilly's and ordered a new multifunction switch, thinking it was a non-tilt column. That's the one I got. I went to go install the new switch into the replacement column before installing it into the truck, and figured out there was one teeny tiny little piece that didn't fit. So I got to looking at it, and then I compared it to the old switch that had originally come out of it, and that's the difference that I noticed. So I went back down to O'Reilly's and discovered that the switch I needed was for a tilt column. So I got to looking and I was like, all right, well, my columns shouldn't be tilt columns. Sure enough, I finally got the new switch, the one I needed, into the column and got the columns changed out.
And at that point, you were still pretty adamant that that wasn't a tilt column until
because my old column, no matter what I did with this, it would not budge at all.
It was stuck.
All right, it was stuck in place, which I thought, okay, it's a non-tilt column. Put the new one in, got the steering wheel on, and the very second I did this, because I really got to looking at it, and I was like, I've got a tilt column.
So then a couple days later, we ended up coming over here and having a look at Resurrection, and discovered that, guess what? Mine's also a tilt column as well, which means the switch that I bought a couple years ago to replace mine, because my hazards don't really work. Only half of them do. Yeah, and I determined that's in the switch.
Actually, your hazards don't work at all. They quit working.
Either which way, I figured, well, I'm going to need that to pass a safety inspection in the state of Utah. So I went and bought a new switch. The new switch was purchased on the premise that it was a non-tilt column. So I got to take it back and exchange it. Luckily for me, I work there, so I can get one.
Provided you're actually able to exchange it.
I should be able to. I don't see any reason why I can't. But, yeah, I'll eventually do a tour of my tiny little toolbox here and what tools I have on the ground over there. But, no, we're going to be cleaning up this mess of crap in here so we can have more room to work and whatnot. But, yeah, once we get this out, we are also going to be figuring out how to clean up this mess because I took the seal plates out. Take this pedal out because I got a new one that we're going to replace because that don't work. So you can push down on it and it comes back up and doesn't stay locked. So what good of a parking brake is it if it don't stay locked? And this garbage seat's coming out. And I'm actually possibly going to be getting some bucket seats out of a same generation Bronco. We're going to try to retrofit into this.
Which shouldn't be that difficult.
Well, which shouldn't be, considering I can line off the one rail here, drill the 2 holes for the other rail, make sure it's squared, and guess what? I got myself a seat, same thing on that side, and then I'll be putting the center console in between.
So, yeah, he's basically going to be doing to this what I want to do to Frankentruck. Problem is I haven't got nearly the amount of parts that I need for Frankentruck yet.
As I do for this. That's one of the old thermostats out of the Chevy. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more work to this. I'd really like to get this one on the road because the Chevy's having some problems. And we're actually going to be doing some more videoing of some stuff on the Chevy later today and possibly tomorrow. And maybe even tomorrow we might even come down and maybe do a little bit of work on this too. So, but there's the other door harness. I think this one's the passenger side harness and then the other one's the driver's side. Actually, nope, that is the driver's side. Okay, never mind. But I will be also doing a series. This block is actually going to go on that stand, and then I'm going to show how we're going to do a complete budget build, reusing as much of that as we can and trying to avoid trips to the machine shop.
Andrew, if I can get this lens restored to look like that one, we'll take this entire corner assembly off of this and put this one on.
Okay. I do have a lens restoration kit.
So it'll be a good way to be able to test to see if these kits actually work.
Yeah, man, it would be. And that's one of the other things we're going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of light restoration to these headlight buckets. Even though they look good, I think they can be better. So we're going to try to make them better. And we're going to test some products out at my work. So without further ado, we're about 16 minutes on this here update video. Old Floyd's accenting the background, and those of you who have possibly been on my channel already and know that we just did the front brakes on this last summer. I just posted the videos of that. So we're going to be doing some more videos, doing some work on the Chevy, and then maybe here in the next week or so we'll come back here and we'll start busting some work on this, because I really want to swing a big stick again. I'm sick and tired of driving automatics. So
once you drive a manual, you don't ever want to drive an automatic.
So, and plus, not to mention, this one's also got air conditioning that I can also rebuild, restore, and have AC in the summer times.
You got to see my air conditioning system in old Floyd. It's just the greatest thing ever. So, all right, I'm gonna end this one here and hopefully get it posted tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Say bye, Chris.